All right, so today we're going to dive into a really ambitious plan from a company called AukiNetwork. They've put together this incredible blueprint for building a whole new kind of internet. But here's the twist. It's not for us. It's for AI, out in the real world. So yeah, let's get into it.
So, you might be asking, why does this even matter? Well, it all kicks off with this really powerful idea. Think about it. For all the buzz, for all the headlines, AI is basically trapped on the internet. But the crazy thing is, a whopping 70% of the world's economy, that's manufacturing, retail, logistics, you name it, it all happens in physical locations. And right now, that's totally outside the scope of AI. And that's where you see the sheer scale of this opportunity. I mean, we're not just talking about a small improvement here. If you can bridge that gap and bring AI into our physical world, you could literally double, maybe even triple, the entire market for AI. We are talking about unlocking trillions of dollars in new value. The potential is just massive. Okay, so how do you even begin to do that? Well, Auki's foundational solution is something they call the real world web. And the analogy here is perfect. The whole idea is to create a new kind of web, right? But instead of websites with text and images for you and me, this one's made of 3D maps for machines. It's all about making the physical world, finally, machine-readable.
So that leads us right into our first big topic. What is this new internet for AI? And maybe more importantly, how in the world do you actually build something like that?
Okay, let's break this down. The whole network is built on what they call Auki domains. Just think of them as these super detailed 3D maps that give devices, like a robot or a pair of smart glasses, an external sense of space. So instead of every machine needing to figure out the world on its own, they can just tap into these shared maps. And here's the kicker. Anyone can create one of these domains with just their phone. This is a decentralized approach, sometimes called DePen, and it's absolutely the key to mapping the entire world at scale. Now, a plan this huge needs a really clear strategy, right? And Auki has one. They've laid out this 6-step master plan, where every single step cleverly builds on the last. Let's walk through the logic, because it's pretty smart. Step 1, you build the foundation, that real-world web. Once that's in place, boom, you launch an app store to get developers excited and building. Then, to really prove it works, you focus on AI copilots for actual human workers, which creates instant demand. That software then becomes your ticket to sell hardware, turning you into a massive robot distributor. And once you're in both software and hardware, the next move is obvious. Build the go-to operating system for all physical AI. The end goal? Hitting 100 billion devices. It's genius, really. Each step pays for and powers the next one. All right, this brings us to what might be the most brilliant part of their whole plan, a totally new way to think about robotics distribution. They call it their Trojan horse strategy. So to really get why their strategy is such a game changer, you have to look at robotics today. And really, there are two kinds of robots. You've got the dazzling prototypes that get 1 million views on YouTube, but let's be honest, they probably couldn't survive an 8-hour shift. Then you've got the industrial workhorses. They're super effective, but they are stuck in this absolute nightmare of distribution, service, and scaling. And this is Auki's big aha moment. The solution to the robot distribution problem isn't building a better robot factory. It's been hiding in plain sight the whole time. They realize that big retail chains already have the most incredible, efficient, scaled-up logistics network on the planet. So why not just use that? And listen, this isn't just some theory. Get this. One of their clients, just one, in the Nordics, has over 1,300 stores. And all of them are serviced by just 3 central warehouses. I mean, think about that. That's a massive pre-built distribution and service network just sitting there, ready to go. So here's how the model completely flips the script. Instead of shipping one robot to 1,000 different stores, which is a nightmare, you ship 1,000 robots to just 3 warehouses. Easy. Then you use the retailer's own trucks, which are going out anyway, to handle the last-mile delivery. If a robot breaks, that same truck can pick it up for repairs, maybe even the same day. You can set up standardized repair stations right there in the warehouse. It completely solves the headache of deployment, service, and scale. And of course, they're not trying to do this all alone. They've teamed up with Padbot, which is one of the most widely deployed robot companies in the world, and Alset Robot, who handles their international distribution and service. You know, these are the exact kinds of partnerships you need to pull off a plan this unorthodox.
Okay, so this all sounds incredible on paper, but you're probably thinking, what about the execution, right?
Well, let's take a look at the real, actual progress Auki is already making.
Yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road. Their AI copilot for retail and warehouses, it's called Cactus, is already deployed on 3 continents. And it's not just a pilot project, it's got real commercial traction. We're talking 7 figures in annual recurring revenue and a sales pipeline that's in the 9-figure range. So no, this isn't some far-off dream. This is a real, growing business right now.
And what's really cool is it's not just Auki's own products. That whole App Store idea, it's actually happening. There's a whole ecosystem of builders already using the platform to create these incredible real-world apps. You've got Zapper building navigation for the blind, Mentor Labs creating an OS for AI smart glasses, and even projects for autonomous drones and robotic companions for children. It's really starting to take off.
And all of this brings us right back to their core vision. You see, for Akoski, this isn't just about building another tech company. It's about this foundational belief that making our physical world accessible to AI is maybe the highest leverage thing our civilization can do right now. They see it as the essential next step, the thing that has to happen before the AI revolution can truly begin.
So there you have it. Auki has laid out its blueprint. The strategy is clever, the partners are in place, and the early results look really promising. They're trying to build nothing less than a new digital layer for our physical world, an entire internet for machines. The plan is all there. The only question left is, will the world log on?